So there are a few trends I think I would highlight. One, so far for banking.
We recently updated our report on Leith Wheeler Balanced. Now, there have been some personnel changes over the past few years. Al, give us your thoughts on this fund.
Well, for a balanced fund, you're not getting a ton of aggressive asset allocation. So in essence, you're getting a pretty stable exposure to Leith Wheeler's underlying portfolios. And as you said, there have been some changes to some of those components in the last few years. They've added an international equity sleeve a few years ago that's sub-advised by Tradewinds Investments out of Los Angeles. More significantly on the fixed income side, what we've seen is that they've rehauled that team. Leith Wheeler Fixed Income ran into some trouble during the financial crisis related to risk management. They'd aggressively sized some positions and got into trouble. So they've brought in some new managers. We're quite fond of how that team looks right now. We're quite encouraged by those changes. The Canadian equity side, which is the largest component of this fund, we've been fond of Leith Wheeler Canadian equity for quite some time. In fact, it's been on our analyst picks list for quite some time.
So what separates this Canadian equity team from its peers?
Well, there's a strong sense of manager continuity. The four managers that have been running the fund, two of them have been with it since its 1994 inception. And the performance over that long time frame is very strong, which is all the more impressive because they really have not participated much in this materials resources boom for the last few years. That's an area where they've been very light. And in fact, they have recently brought in a fifth manager to cover materials. So there are some questions about how that manager will fit in and how they will start adding those names. But we like that component. When you get it all together, this balanced fund looks like it's pretty well positioned.
Now, Leith Wheeler as a firm also scores well from a stewardship standpoint. They have a strong investment culture, as you've alluded to as well, and most of the funds have low fees. The fee on this fund is at 123, which ranks very well in its balanced category.
Yeah, and it's it's sort of a do-it-yourself fund without the trailer component for advisors and with a minimum investment amount of $5,000. So for the right audience, it can make sense, and that fee can be quite appealing.
Thanks, Al. And for more on this fund, you can have a look at our website, www.morningstar.ca.